You have to be prepared to take any and every opportunity that's presented to you. All right, nothing's just going to happen. You know, everybody say it's all on you. It is all on you. There's other people that can educate you and help you, but you take these different experiences that you learn that stick with you. I mean, you may not remember a whole lot when you were 4 years old, but there's certain memories, there's certain things. You can use them to either harness you to greatness, or you can use them to kind of just keep you where you're at. And most people are just satisfied with at. There's always a next level. Your definition of greatness and what you want to achieve could be totally different than somebody else's. You know, we always say no one wants to be first, okay, because they're afraid of the consequences that come with doing something first. You know, we go to Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan took over the Charlotte team, okay, everyone says he's a failure. Well, how can you be a failure when you're the first professional athlete to own a majority of a franchise team? You can't be a failure. You're the first to do something. If you're the first to do something, you can't be listed as a failure. I wanted to be the first to do something, and that was to work with high-end professional athletes. Your preparation has to be second to none. We have tons of information available to us, but the difficult part is we don't have a lot of individuals who have the ability to process information at a quick rate. The ones that can excel, they're so well prepared at their task, no matter what variable is thrown at them, what circumstance, they can adjust and they can get that end result. In professional sports, everybody always said, oh, he's a closer, and they said that's the top level of a competitor. And I always thought, well, working with Michael, I said, comparing him to everybody else and putting him in a category as a closer along with all the other players, I said, that's an insult. I see what this man goes through. I've seen his preparation. You know, I don't like to use the word legendary with him because he's not a legend. He's an icon. There's a lot of legends out there. There's only one icon. He's an icon. We've all failed at things. I'm going to continue to fail at stuff. It's the most powerful tool you can use, but it all depends on how you use it. A scalpel in the hands of an individual, it can do unbelievable damage. In the hands of a professional, of a doctor, it saves lives. So it's the same thing with failure. It's how you use it. It's that drive inside of you, okay? It's what we talk about, the dark side. The dark side is filled with failure, but it's the fuel that burns you like something that's never burned inside you before. I'm never the first call. When you have to make this call, there's a problem, because that means they can't figure it out. Now it becomes my job to figure it out. And it's my job to deliver, because if I don't deliver, not only will the last call not happen, that phone will not ring again, because I'm only as good as the last delivery that I've done. And that's how everybody needs to think. You can't talk about what you did 5 years ago. You can't talk about a deal that you closed last week. You can't talk about your sales for last month. Those things are expected of you. Don't expect to get a pat on back for doing your job. You're supposed to do your job. Now I don't know if anybody else has kids out here, but now they're giving you trophies for participation. If you're getting rewarded just for showing up, imagine what that's going to do to you later in life. Now, when you do something extraordinary, it doesn't quite feel the same. No one is going to play basketball like Michael Jordan. There's individuals out in the NBA, the top guys, they're never going to play basketball like that. But his mindset can be taught to everybody. That's something we all can take away from it. How am I going to be an individual who's never played professional basketball or a professional sport, never going to be able to take the greatest athletes in the world and tell them, this is how you can do it better? Could you imagine that? Somebody who's never scored a single basket in the NBA is taking the world's greatest individuals and telling them, this is what you're doing wrong, this is how you can do it better. And I don't have a whole lot of time and a whole lot of words to get my message across. The truth is very concise, the words are very few, but people don't want to hear the truth, because the truth hurts, but you grow from pain. You can't know how to deal with success, you can't know how to deal with failures, you can't know how to deal with the bumps in the road, that if you haven't had a taste of everything. And once you remember that bitter taste in your mouth, you never want to feel that again. I'm not a trainer. Quest is not just a bar. There's a lot of people that are just a something. There's very few people that are the something. So when people introduce myself as a trainer, I'm like, no, I'm not a trainer, I'm the trainer. It's a huge difference because now it forced me to study the body like no one had ever studied it before, to feel the pain and discomfort that an athlete who blows out his knee, who blows out his shoulder. Now I know what they have to deal with, not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. Now I knew what was going on up in here, so I could push them beyond the barriers. Everyone talks about when they're doing something, when they're nervous or something, oh, I get butterflies. I get butterflies in my stomach. Okay? And it happens to everybody. Well, guess what? If you get the butterflies all moving in the same direction, you've won the battle. So now from a mental standpoint, if I can get all the thoughts moving in towards one direction, instead of feeling sorry for myself, instead of putting the blame on other individuals, instead of feeling guilty, those are all emotions. Okay? I'm already in a weakened state. I don't need to be weaker. Kobe Bryant blew out his Achilles. Every other individual, they would carry off the floor. He went up, shot 2 free throws, made them both, walked himself off the court. The process of the rehabilitation started the moment he got up. If he would have had somebody carry him off the court, if he would have not shot those free throws, he lost that battle. The reckoning process, the healing process started immediately when he stood up. I'm gonna go to the free throw line, I'm gonna go make these 2 free throws. We all have that ability. We all have next level ability. There's not other people that aren't holding you back. Your boss isn't holding you back. Your parents aren't holding you back. Those are excuses. To me, there's no such thing as luck. All luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Plain and simple. You have to be ready, prepared for that situation. Everybody runs from pressure. It's easy to blame somebody else, to play armchair quarterback, to say, oh yeah, if they would have ran this play, this would have happened. Pressure is a privilege. If you're an employee of this company and the boss puts you into a pressure situation, that's a privilege. He believes in you. You better deliver. Because if you don't, that situation goes to somebody else and you may never get that opportunity again. Michael used to tell people, first day of training camp, grab the guys together and say, I'm going to pass you the ball one time. If you don't do anything with it, I'm not giving it to you again because I can miss a shot on my own. I can throw a pass away on my own. I can do that on my own. He was testing the guys to see if I pass you the ball into a critical pressure situation, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to fumble it? Are you going to throw it away? Are you going to pass it back to me like a scared individual? It transcends whatever you're doing. It's not a switch you turn it on and off. There's no such thing as beast mode. They're just beasts. There is no mode. Everything matters. If you take any situation and just take the word only and take the word just out of it, it changes the whole phrase. It's just a game. It's a game. It's only a job. If you feel like this isn't only a job before this interview is up, I advise you to get up and leave right now. Because there's somebody else who will fill this seat up and take that job and turn it into a career. There's so many individuals out there that are so talented in different things and never accomplish anything. Okay, the world is filled with talented people. You know a lot of them yourselves, and they never accomplish anything. With talent has to come preparation, has to come action, has to come development of being able to take those talents, take those skills, continue to develop them, continue to sharpen them. At some point, your physical talent is going to diminish. That's just a fact. But what keeps that competitive edge, what keeps you on top, is the ability to think and prepare mentally over and over and over again. The body has limitations, the mind does not. I firmly believe that everybody on this planet has a gift. It's your job to figure out what that gift is. Then it becomes your job to decide whether you're going to act on that or not. I hear stuff all the time. People say, oh, look in the mirror and you'll see why you're not succeeding. I don't believe that. It's what you don't see in the mirror. That's what's holding you back. It's what you're not willing to see is why talent is not enough. And when you finally see it and accept it and decide to work on it, then you can take that next level.